Startup Founder Studies with Kyle Jensen is a course that every week we get to meet a cool entrepreneur who comes into the classroom and talks about their past experiences with us in a really informal and casual setting.
It's an holistic view of what the startup experience should be like, starting from the ideation stage to you actually running the business, to scaling the business and probably selling it or going on to an IPO.
There's an entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur who comes in and talks to us every week. Kyle usually tees up the entrepreneur with like some basic questions, but then it's pretty much student discussion led where everyone asks pertinent questions that they're facing.
A central theme for every class is very helpful, where you know what, this person is going to talk about customer discovery only. This person is going to talk about exits only. And so we're spending 2.5 hours, 3 hours talking about exits, spending 2.5 hours, 3 hours talking about customer discovery.
Kyle and the rest of the class a really good job of making the conversation flow and also kind of stay with topics. So that's been really nice. It's very informal, but we still get to learn a lot through the weekly topics.
Yesterday we heard from the founder of Care.com, Sheila Marcello.
There was insecurities natural for any mom to kind of go through and say, wow, because the stereotype, I was not filling that stereotype.
She's an incredibly successful entrepreneur and shared her journey about what it meant to in the earlier stages of Care.com all the way to the IPO 3 years ago and what it means to run the company 3 years after an IPO and how her role has changed.
And a guest came in who spoke about how a business was struggling at the moment and they're about to shut down operations. It was very emotional for me, and I think it's great because a lot of startup summits and other conferences I've been to never really emphasize failure.
Nobody's gonna do it for you, right? And everybody, all the amazing personalities and individuals that Kyle brought to the class, if they have something in common, it's this perseverance and this drivenness and this determination.
I see myself being in this space either as an entrepreneur or as an advisor or with a company, and so it's just great being in the class and having a sense of how the process actually works, right? It's a very lonely process, and so hearing it from people who've done it and who've been successful or people who have failed, it's kind of very refreshing.
I'm currently working on a very early stage idea, so I'm struggling with product market fit, where I'm trying to identify which customers really need my idea. So I was hoping to get more clarity and learn from some of the experiences of the entrepreneurs who are coming in to class. As far as what I learned, I definitely was able to discuss that and get some ideas around how I could go about it.
Everyone's very friendly and very interested in entrepreneurship, so I know people have talked about their ventures a lot in class, and I know people have also paired up or grouped up in class to work on their ventures, so it's just a really cool group of like-minded individuals. And I guess entrepreneurship doesn't really have anything to do with being in the college or being at SOM, so it's been nice to learn about how everyone throughout Yale is interested in this.
Sort of transcended boundaries in a way, so it's not, oh, I have an MBA or I'm MAM, I'm smarter so I can run a business better. It wasn't about that. Everybody had something to contribute based on their different experiences in different industries, and that richness was what made the class awesome.
And there's a lot of resources, be it introductions, be it events, be it, just advice, recommendation. I think this is where it's at.
The school puts a lot of emphasis on entrepreneurship. There are so many classes that focus on entrepreneurship. So if you are interested in entrepreneurship, if you're interested in starting a company, in joining a startup, I think SOM Yale really has a lot of resources now to support you through that path.